Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Fashion Fix. Thank you for joining us. We are thrilled to be with you tonight. There is a lot going on in the world of fashion on the grid right now, and I'm Nani. This lovely lady next to me is Marit, and we're going to tell you a little bit about it. Right before the show, I came from Don't Hurt Me, which is an event where music and fashion are coming together to raise awareness against animal abuse. There was a lot of well-known designers taking part, and singers, DJs, everything, kind of like a second life version of Woodstock. And we've also been spending a lot of time on a Buddy Walk sim, something Merritt's taking part in.
I'm very, very honored to do that, to be a part of it, and my store is one of the sponsors, and it is to benefit children that have Down syndrome. So again, I'm really, really, really happy to be a part of it.
And the fashion community is also involved in so many things coming up. The event for Parkinson's, the Fantasy for Life, Fashion for Life just ended, and those things all have unique creations usually as a part of them, things you can only get if you go to these events. Much like some of the charity auctions and things that take place in First Life, you know, the designers come together, they get together, they make these fabulous creations, and all for the cause.
That is very true, and it is a lot of fun to have an exclusive creation from a designer. You can say, you know, I have one of only 50 in the entire world of a particular creation, and that is extremely exciting.
I also believe that is by definition haute couture. So, you know, when you have it handmade, specially made, it usually has like a $30,000 end up price tag that goes along with it.
But it's so worth it.
That's true. And is there any better feeling than when you're buying something for a cause and supporting that cause? Actually, one of our audience members is a designer taking part in Don't Hurt Me Tonight, Miss Rain Concrejo of Evolve. You know, she has a really pretty dress over there. So everybody should go and check that out. Also coming up here in a few weeks is Menswear Fashion Week. They'll be joining us on the show, and that is going to be some just amazing. They've got things planned that haven't really been seen here before. So we're excited to be a part of that. Next weekend, the Hollywood event takes off. I believe they have like 80 designers and a lot of fun planned throughout their week or two that that event is going on.
Yeah, they're even doing Hollywood, you know, the stars, where they're putting different designer names on stars on the ground, which is really cool too.
Speaking of all of these amazing events coming up, our guest designers tonight, the owners of UnZipped, Barnabas and Destany, who will be joining us in just a moment, they are taking part in some of these fantastic things like Fantasy for Life. Maybe we can get them to share with us about that after we take a small pause for the cause. We'll be right back after these messages. Expect the exceptional. Studios. Oh, welcome back. And joining us on the stage, these wonderful little creatures. Barnabas and Destiny are the owners of UnZipped. Thank you for being here with us tonight.
Yes,
Thanks very much for
welcome.
having us. Thanks very much.
Thank you for having us.
So, first and foremost, let's talk about,
Their
about
avatars?
the avatars. Yeah. What are we looking at here?
Well, about a year ago, Yabusaka Loon came out with the Petite, and a lot of creators backed it and created different things for it, whether it was clothing, different looks, different makeup packs, and they just celebrated their one-year anniversary, and prior to that, we started getting back into developing a few items for the Petite, and this sort of came about after we did a large version uh, avatar for it. We thought, let's try shrinking it, and it turned out that it worked rather well for the Petite, and so we created little imp demons out of it, and it seems to be quite popular.
And of course, it's our true form, it speaks volumes.
You guys are so ugly, you're cute.
Why, thank
I
you.
happen to think that they're adorable because I am a big fan of the large demon of the version of this. So,
Yes, I know.
Well, the main difference too is this is full mesh. The Petites were mesh, complete mesh, and therefore the parts that we built to go with it. So we skinned it. We added its own skin, and the large avatar version is partial mesh, where it relies on a skin on the SL avatar, and then it's mesh components added to that. But that's where we're really getting more and more focus on now is sculpting specific parts, and eventually we're going to get into doing our own full avatars, all mesh.
Everyone needs to let out their inner demon every now and again, right?
some of us just shouldn't be so good at it, I think is the problem.
I agree.
Well, Destiny had a halo, and I snatched it and hid it from her, so this is the result.
There you go. There you go. Now, how long have you guys been designing here in World?
Roughly 6 years now.
It's your old timers.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm a little more recent on the scene as far as UnZipped itself. I've dabbled with different building components, but I did a lot of role play and different things prior to. But we got together last year and started in earnest, and after a bit of a break, and we're just pushing now, getting the store revamped, and we've rearranged a lot now and organized, and we set up satellite stores and just trying to get the name out there again, and it's really proving to have an effect. Traffic's up, sales are up. It's rather nice to watch it unfold.
Well, I've been, Dusty and I were talking about when I first went over to the store, which being at the store is an experience in itself. It's a creation, and then you have your creations within the creation. And I would say one of the things probably Unzipped is best known for would be steampunk. So could you explain that to our audience a little bit? People get confused with what steampunk really is.
Well, steampunk comes around, it's more of a movement that started roughly maybe 10 years ago, very, very small. Um, Back in the turn of the century, you had, of course, steam was the main power source, and you had the Victorian era, so it was a fashionable aspect, and you had stories written by H.P. Lovecraft, H.G. Wells. So you started mixing technology in with that kind of storytelling. And with the steampunk movement, it's a mixed genre of that sort of thing, but it's a revival. You mix in some of the Western, American Western, Wild West type thing in with that as well. And eventually at cons, people started inventing elaborate outfits and adding goggles, and it's whether it's this steamboat airship captains and different kinds of ray guns and elaborate. The hallmarks are usually brass and really elaborate sort of gauges and down to leather and making things fit. It's a do-it-yourself kind of community, and it's brilliant. A lot of people have fun with it.
I would say conventions have always kind of been that way, as far back Comic-Cons and anime cons, and they're very out there, outside of the box with what they create.
Right. And the music industry has also had an influence on that. People like Abney Park and Steam Powered Giraffe, which was featured at UnZipped last year. They've done a lot to promote it and just really make it cool for everyone.
And even the movies are getting involved now, and it's becoming more of a larger scene, and more people are becoming aware of steampunk.
Now, which came first? Was it the steampunk or was it the goth?
Oh, goth's been around since the late 70s. People like Peter Murphy and Bauhaus and Susie and the Banshees. It's that came a long time ago.
No, I mean in your store.
Oh,
steampunk. We started with steampunk. Yeah, that was when we first came to SL. There was very little steampunk in SL altogether, and we, Thomas King, that's our other business partner, is not here tonight. He and I were very much into steampunk. In real life, we would go to conventions and so forth, and when we came and joined SL, there was very little around, and that's how we actually got started. We started to create for ourselves, and it became such an interest with other people that we ended up opening a store, and that's how it all began.
Well, your Gothic designs are some of the best too. Just the textures and the,
Attention to detail.
the detail. Yeah. So about how long does it take you with each outfit? I mean, I know how long these took, but
anything from a week to 2 weeks, depending. We usually do male and female matches, so we're not just creating one, we're creating two, and we don't just do one outfit in a box. We create about 3 different sets from the same original outfit, so roughly about 1 or 2 weeks. The avatars that we're wearing took a month.
Yeah, it's so well worth the wait, though. They are incredible.
and some of what they have coming up is even more mind-blowing. So I got the little kind of behind-the-scenes peek.
I mean,
that's great.
I'll be honest, they creep me out, but they're exquisite.
Creepy Scott.
Usually what we do is start off with the texture design, and then from that build on it.
Right. Sometimes we're sculpting and we're sculpting to the idea. Sometimes we're sculpting something, and then that would lend itself to a different branch of an idea altogether. But the difference a lot of times is when people buy an outfit, they're buying an outfit. And Destany has always made her packages robust, where you've got options. The men have a waistcoat, a coat, and a shirt option, and the pants that work the bottoms with the shirts and the pants alone. Boots sometimes are included too, and those are usually exclusive to the outfit. So in the females, they have short skirts, longer skirts, different tops, modesty tops. For some of the Victorian role play really require, no cleavage, and so we try to cater to a lot. And the thing is, we don't do normal. It's very odd that you'll ever see us in a pair of jeans or anything like that. It's not because we don't like it. We want to become slowly more of a one-stop shop for your role play needs, and that's pretty much the idea.
Before we go to our break, we have, a lot of the staff. These guys are some of the most generous designers, I have to say, that I have worked with, all wearing different versions of the outfits. Myself, I happen to be wearing 3 different outfits. And then we have Yulka. She is wearing the Nocturnum Raven. So
right. The Nocturnum is an interesting line where that appeals to your Gothic role plays, your vampire, dark wizards, that kind of thing. It is a little darker, but it's very, very detailed. The Nocturnum Raven is a set that Destany had worked with Tom. Now, Tom, he is the steam-powered nuts side, so we're the unzipped side. He developed an armor set to go with that as well. So there's always an underclothing set that's a standalone, and then an accessory pack that you can get with it. the idea behind a lot of that is how it flows and accentuates different aspects of the form and still keep that dark appeal. Women are strong.
Very well done. Aviana is wearing the Victorian latex in blue.
There's a story behind that one. My actual store group came up to me and said, we'd like to make a suggestion, and would you make a Victorian latex outfit? And I'm like, what? Latex? Victorian? No way. But I give it a shot, and this is the outcome.
That one actually sells quite well. I was surprised.
Oh, you never know here. You know what, two things you can put together, and that's kind of how it works. Also, you guys brought a gift, a generous gift for the audience, and that has a landmark, so they can go to your store, right, and see all this stuff firsthand and the amazing build.
Yep. There's some steampunk boots, and they've got little gears and cogs that turn. Very cool.
It is almost time to see the clothes in movement on the models, the moment everyone's been waiting for, and we will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Pulse Television Network. Programming you can feel.
Everyone, now the part of our show that you've all been anxiously wiggling around in your seats waiting on, we get to see the models and some of Destany and Barnabas Designs. First up, I believe, we are going to see the steampunk aeronauts, and that would be on Tasha, the female version. I think that's a really recent release.
Yes, we released that 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks this weekend. That's a partial mesh outfit, and it also has options with the skirting and leggings for the female, and we did a mesh collar with the shoulders and added little animated gears. Destany had worked pretty hard on the textures for that, and it sort of developed as we went, and that's supposed to emulate the airship style crew and sort of give a clean cut look, but still fashionable.
How cool.
Next up we have Angelino in the male version of this very same outfit. And I'm not usually a hat fan, but I have to say I really like the hat on this outfit.
Yeah, there's the air caps with the flaps on the ears and the captain style hats. This was a hat I grew up seeing quite a bit when my dad was in the Navy, so it gives a streamlined, clean cut. It's just it's a different, they call it a cover. It has other names, but it's something I whipped up in about 20 minutes in ZBrush, and it suddenly worked, and we're like, yes!
Don't you love when that happens?
Yeah, the male version has two different pants. We did the Han Solo type striping down the legs on the one, and then we have a diagonal stripe on the right leg for the other set of pants. And the just a quick, simple look, and it's...
Do you think everyone knows who Han Solo is and what you just described there?
Probably. If you don't know what Han Solo is by now.
I think most people know, even people that are not huge fans of Star Wars.
Next up, we have the Victorian cotillion set. We've got Bonifacio. He always rocks it in the male version, and we're in purple.
Every now and again, we get out of the creep zone and the dark side, and we try to juggle a Victorian in or a steampunk, and this one again, it's Destiny started with textures, and it just mushroomed into this sort of look. We decided that between the male and the female, it called up sort of the afternoon tea party or a day at the races. It's formal enough to wear to an event, party, or otherwise, but it's also toned down enough that you can wear it casually. It comes in different options again with the coat and the waistcoat, and you can take layers off and switch and mix and match. It comes in 4 different colors. We have a burnt orange. We have this purple one. We have a green one, and we have a blue one.
I don't know. I don't think I'd like to run into him in the daytime, though. I could easily see that you could definitely, you don't have to be goth. You don't have to have the white skin and the black eyes to pull it off.
And I gotta say, not all goths are completely so pale that they're dead. Some of us have a little tan. I'm pretty sure you can even do goth and like pointy elf ears. I've been told by somebody that works too. Now we have Diana and the female counterpart, and she went a little racy with the short skirt version.
It's always good to show a little skin.
Well, that's the beauty of these outfits. It can appeal to a wide range of folks, whether it is the gothic or the vampire communities, or some of the ladies, they do like to have the option of showing a bit of skin. Like we said earlier, there's the modesty styles that are in there. It's a wide range of capability per outfit.
Options are very important to a lady.
Yes, we like choices.
The thing, too, is that Destiny works a lot with different textures where, it's not a heavy skirt, it's lace. And then there is a heavier skirt option. So, I mean, she works a lot of different materials and textures and transparencies and accentuates things where, you wouldn't expect sometimes.
The lace tail on this is beautiful. It is so well made.
We have Paradox out here next. Love his glasses. He is in the Rift Western.
The idea behind the Rift Western was going to these cons and seeing these folks, and they do a Wild Wild West steampunk event every year, and I think it's in Arizona, and Destiny had attended one of those and actually did a talk about steampunk in the 3D world. So the virtual world of steampunk was brought in at the time. And this is brought forth from her inspiration from some of the events that she's attended.
Wow, what a great job of styling. You're right, those glasses are very cool. And they really, they change the outfit in a little way.
Yeah, this has a shirt option, a shirt and vest option, and then there's the coat. Another racier sort of option to it.
And this is Nicole and the female version.
She went with the racier look.
That's Nicole for sure.
But again, it's got paneling with lace and different things, so it's still elegant. It's nothing Destiny will do. Nothing we do is trashy. We just there's a lot of it out there already. We don't need to do that. We just want to do what we like, and people like it, so it tends to lend itself.
I absolutely love detail, and I love lace, and I went with that whole look with this set. And she's a true mixture of modern and Victorian style.
She looks stunning.
Yeah, they really did their homework for this show too.
Mind you, if you were to wear that in Victorian days, you'd probably be shot, but yeah.
And now we have Selena and the female Air Mellow.
Yeah, a lot of the Elven styles, that takes its cues from recent films, and again, there's a degree of originality that Destiny had added to these. It's unique. It's not pigeonholed in anything really, but it still has definitely that roleplay fantasy flavor. We're hoping to have that at the Fantasy for Life as well.
I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for that.
Oh, I can't either.
Yeah, we've been sort of putting off a release this week because we've been working on unique outfits for that, and they won't be featured anywhere else but at that event, and the proceeds go towards something, very special. So we're hoping that it goes well.
All right, next up we have Ziggy in the Air Mallow Autumn Male. It's also sporting one of your skins, too.
Yeah, we recently got into skins. That's sort of a new development. Destiny has done skins before. The Air Mallow is sort of inspired with an elven flair to it. It's got, leaves and some of the earth tone colors. This comes in the orangey, and there's a blue version too. And that sells quite a bit every week. It's actually quite popular. The cape is removable, and you've got different shoulder options with that. It's popular with the fantasy role players. Again, we have a good steampunk theme going on, but there's something for everybody in the store. We try to spread it out.
And now we get to see them all out here together one more time.
We're both graphic artists in real life, so we tend to employ a lot of different things. It's texture, it's the silhouette, it's how the shape is, and then style, So we tend to branch off into different avenues and twist things when we can. When you know the rules, then you can break them, and we try to keep things different each time and keep it fun. That's what it's mainly about. If it becomes too much like work, then, we always try to have fun with it. And the response is always overwhelming.
As you can tell, you guys are very passionate about what you do, and you do it very well.
They're all magnificent. I don't know which one I like the best.
Yes. Wonderful job, models. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, yes.
Barnabas and Destiny, thank you again for joining us, taking time out of everything you're doing right now to be here and hook this up.
Well, thanks very much for having us. We've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good. We'll have to see you back again, and we'll do that surprise thing that we were talking about. And studio audience, you have been amazing, as always. Don't forget, you can subscribe to our Pulse TV Network YouTube channel, where you can catch this show and all of our other original programming. And look out for Real Deal Radio, Indie Nation Live, coming up within the next week and a half or so. Total Model Makeover, all the things we have here at Pulse TV. Keep up with joining our viewers group. We will see you next week, where we perpetuate your passion for fashion with the hottest fix here on FashionFix. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Goodbye. Bye. Bye bye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye bye. Bye. Goodbye. Bye bye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye bye.